Alright, today you're going to learn how to compare decimals. So when we're comparing decimals, we are going to fill in some notes before we get started in practicing. So when we compare decimals, for example, we have these steps. Step 1, Step 2, Step 3, Step 4. So Step 1 says line up the decimals and place values. Use a chart or make a chart if needed. So we have this chart here, so we're going to use that today so I can show you guys. So we're going to put 3 and 267 thousandths into our place value chart. Okay. Then we're going to compare it to 3 and 32 hundredths. Okay, so I'm going to write that into my place value. 3 and 32 hundredths. Okay. I'm going to fill in my zeros. So notice when we look at these, we have a 3 and a 3, we have a 2 and a 3, we have a 6 and a 2, and then we have a 7, and we have a blank spot. So we're going to fill in that with a 0. Alright. Now we're going to start at our largest place value and move to the smallest place value to compare each number. So if we look, our largest place value is the ones place, and as we move to the right, it gets smaller. Those thousandths are really small, tenths are much larger than thousands. Okay. So if we look at the ones, the 3 compared to the 3 is the same. So we move on to the next one. So now we have the tenths, and we have a 2, and we have a 3. So if we look at that, 2 is less than the 3, so I can stop there. Okay. So 2 and 3. So now I have to think which one is larger. Is 3 and 267 thousandths larger or smaller? So the 2 is smaller, so that means this number is going to be greater. So that means when I write my symbol, 3 and 267 thousandths is going to be less than 3 and 32 hundredths. And if you notice, this number here is 267, and this one is 320. So that would make this one larger. So again, let's try it with these down here. So we have 56 and 3/10. So we're going to write that into our place value. 50 is a 10, so I'm going to write my 5 in my tens place. 56 and 6 and 3/10. Okay. My next number, I start in the ones place because 5 is in the ones place. So my 5 and 634 thousandths. Okay. So again, my step 2 says fill in the zeros once I've done my place value, and I've lined up all my place values. So I have a 0 here, and I have a 0 here. My step 3 says start at my largest place value, which is my tens place. Okay. So if I notice, I have a 5, and then this one doesn't have any tens. So when I look at my largest place value, it's in the tens place. I'm comparing 56 to 5, so I can stop there. So 56 and 5, or 5 to a 0. Okay, so that means my 56 and 3/10 would be larger. Okay, all right. So let's go ahead and go through the steps with this one. So we have 8 and 321 thousandths, so 8 is in the one place. 321 thousandths, and then we have 8 and 3/10. Okay. So if you notice, we need to do our step 2, which is fill in our zeros. Okay, so let's do step 3 now. Start at our largest place value with 8 and 8, they're the same. 3 and 3 is the same, but now we can compare 2 and 0. So which one is larger? The 2. So that means that 8 and 321 thousandths is larger, so it gets this symbol. Alright, so now we're going to try this on our own. Go ahead and write this problem down in your notebook and get this finished, and pause the video. Get this one finished, pause the video, write it down, compare, and see which one is greater than or less than. Okay, same thing, complete this one. Complete this one in your notebook, pause the video, write it down.